Hello Year 2, how are you? And welcome to today's phonics lesson. So over the last 2 weeks, we have been learning about the suffix and the suffix est, haven't we? And today we're going to be bringing all of that learning together and writing some sentences which contain both of the suffixes, both comparative adjectives and superlative adjectives. But before we do that, are you ready? I want to hear you all the way from here, okay? Right, let's go. Oh, what's this sound again? That's right, it's oi, isn't it? Like in coin. K, oi, coin. Well done, fantastic. Let's carry on. Oh, what's this sound? Can you remember? Yes, that's right, it's I, isn't it? Like in the word night. I, t, night. Fantastic. Let's do the rest of our sounds now. Fantastic, Year 2. I really could hear you all the way from here. You've really remembered your sounds. I'm very impressed. Now, as I said today, we're going to bring together all of the learning from the last 2 weeks. And to start, here is a retrieval activity. Now, it's called a word chain. Okay, so we're going to start with the adjectives. So that's cold, big, safe, noisy, and loud. And what we need to do is, after the first arrow, change it to a comparative adjective using the suffix and then after the second arrow, we're going to change it to a superlative adjective. Okay, so I'll give you an example. So cold. Now cold doesn't end in a Y, it doesn't end in an E, and it doesn't end in a single vowel sound and a consonant. So therefore, I don't need to change this one. So I just need to add the suffix to make a comparative adjective. And then after the second arrow, I'm going to change it to a superlative adjective. So I'm going to get rid of the suffix and add the suffix est to make coldest. So I've gone from cold to colder to coldest. Okay, what about the next 4? Can you pause the video now and have a go at changing these adjectives into comparative adjectives and then into superlative adjectives? Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, Year 2, so let's see how you got on. So the first one, big, what goes next? That's right, it ends in a consonant and a single vowel sound, an I and then a G. So therefore, what do I need to do before I add the suffixes? Yes, I need to double the last consonant. I need to double the G, don't I? So therefore, big will change to bigger. Can you see I've doubled the last consonant? I've doubled the G before adding the suffix And then lastly, so we've changed it to comparative adjective. We now need to change it to superlative adjective. It will be biggest. Okay, so we've got rid of the suffix and we've added the suffix est to make the superlative adjective. Now next we've got safe. Now what do you notice about the word safe, the adjective safe? Yes, that's right, it ends in an E. So what do we need to do? Yes, we need to drop the E before adding the suffix. So therefore safe changes to safer as a comparative adjective and then to safest as a superlative adjective. Well done if you got that one right. Let's try the next one. So noisy, what do you notice about this adjective? Yes, that's right, it ends in a Y. So what do we need to do if an adjective ends in a Y? Yes, we need to change it to an I before adding the suffix. So noisy will change to noisier as a comparative adjective, and then as a superlative adjective, it will be noisiest. Fantastic. Now, the next one, loud. Now, does loud end in a Y? No, it doesn't, does it? Does it end in an E? No, it doesn't, does it? Does it end in a single vowel and a consonant? Well, no, have a look. It ends in an OU, which is a vowel digraph, so it's not a single vowel sound, and then a consonant D. So therefore, loud doesn't need to be changed. It doesn't need to follow any of the rules. So we just add the suffixes. So loud changes to louder by adding the suffix er to make a comparative adjective. And then it changes to loudest to make the superlative adjective. There we go. Brilliant. Well done if you got those right. But remember, you can always go back and watch the videos that I've already done if you're struggling with a certain area or you want some more confidence in it. Okay, so let's move on to today's learning. Now here we have got a picture, okay, of a sports day. And we want to think of some sentences using comparative and superlative adjectives. Okay, so I'll give you an example. The boy in the green t-shirt is the fastest, okay, because he's at the front. You could say the baby was the youngest at sports day. You could also say that the girl in the green top is slower than the boy in the red top. You could say the girl holding the medal is shorter than her father. Okay, so I've given you some ideas. Can you just pause the video, and you don't need to write them down, just have a think of a few sentences for this picture using comparative and superlative adjectives. Okay, Yetu, did you manage to come up with some sentences? Fantastic. So I wrote some of my sentences down. I've written 4 sentences. It was the sunniest and hottest day of the year. The boy in the red top was slower than the others, but he jumped the highest. The girl in first place was fitter than the boy in second place, but he was steadier. And number 4, the girl's mum was the proudest parent when she won a medal. Okay, now I'm not 100% sure that I've changed these adjectives into superlative and comparative adjectives correctly. I think some of them are all right, but I'm not sure about the others. Would you mind checking my work for me? That would be excellent. So if you could pause the video and just have a little look, have I written each of the comparative and the superlative adjectives correctly? And if I haven't, would you change them for me? I'd be very grateful, thank you. So pause the video now and have a look for me, please. Okay, so while you were looking, I also had a look too, and I looked back at a couple of my other videos, and I think I've worked out where I've gone wrong. So in the first sentence, sorry, I put it was the sunniest and hottest day of the year. Well, I know I got hottest right because the adjective hot ends in a single vowel sound and a consonant. So therefore, I have to double the consonant before adding the suffix s. So therefore, I've got that one right. But sunniest, I didn't think this one looked right. What was wrong with this one? Were you able to work it out? Yes, that's right. The adjective sunny ends in a Y. So what I should have done is change the Y into an I and then added the suffix est to make sunniest. There we go. My sentence is correct now. Thank you very much. So number 2, the boy in the red top was slower than the others, but he jumped the highest. Well, highest is correct because for high, I don't have to follow any of the rules because it doesn't end in a Y, it doesn't end in an E, and it doesn't end in a single vowel sound and a consonant. So therefore, I know I've got highest right, but I'm not sure about slower because I thought I had to change it to a double, 2 W's because it ends in an O and then a W, so a single consonant and then a single vowel, sorry, and then a consonant. But then I watched one of my videos back and I remembered if it ends in a W or a Y, then we don't have to do that. So really, I shouldn't have doubled the consonant. That's only if it's a single vowel sound and a consonant that isn't Y or W. So therefore, I should have written slower. I understand now. Thank you very much. Now, number 3, the girl in first place was fitter than the boy in second place, but he was steadier. Oh, there you go. So I remembered to change the Y to an I this time because steady ends in a Y, doesn't it? So I had to change it to an I before I added the suffix er. But I'm not sure about fitter. It doesn't look right. Do you know what I did wrong? Yes, that's right. I understand now. Fit ends in a consonant, the T, and a single vowel sound, I. So therefore, I needed to double the consonant, double the T before I added the suffix. So it should have been fitter. That looks better, doesn't it? So there I am, doubling the consonant in slower when I didn't need to, and then forgetting to double the consonant in fitter when I needed to. Whoopsie daisy. So number 4, the girl's mum was the proudest parent when she won a medal. Proudest, that doesn't look right either, does it? Well, proud ends in a D and it has a vowel before it. So what have I done wrong? Ah, I can see it has a vowel digraph before it. It has the ow sound, doesn't it? So therefore, if it's a vowel digraph before the consonant, I don't need to double the last consonant. I don't need to double the D. So therefore, I just need proudest. There we go. Now, I think all my sentences are right, aren't they now? Can you just double check for me quickly? Pause the video and just double check that they're all correct. Were they all correct? Fantastic. So now it's your turn. You'll find this picture on your worksheet, Year 2 Phonics, 21st of January, Resource 1, okay? And what I'd like you to do is like I did with the picture of Sports Day, I want you to write some sentences using the suffix for comparative adjectives and the suffix est for some superlative adjectives. Okay, so for example, you could say that the train is faster than the airplane, or the sea is calmer than the roads. Okay, there are lots of different adjectives on the page that can help you to write your sentences. Okay, could you write me 5 different sentences? Fantastic, well done. So if you'd like to pause the video now and have a go at this task, but remember, come back to the video after because we've got one more thing to do.